Rico Abreu came out on top at the High Limit Sprint Car Series at Bridgeport Motorsports Park. But it wasn't as easy as what it might have looked like if you were just watching kind of the end of the race there, where he was kind of holding off Kyle Larson in the last laps. In fact, he got a huge challenge from Buddy Kofoid earlier in the race, which we're going to take a look at right here. Kofoid actually tried to pull a huge slide job here. You can see it here. Pulls a huge slide job, actually got around Abreu, and then gets into that lapper there, takes himself out, and pretty much ended his chances of competing for a spot on the podium. Kofoid ended up finishing in 11th, but let's take another look up at this here. I think they might be showing another replay here, otherwise we'll just go back to the beginning.
Caught up into Dusty's zone.
Yeah, so here we go. We'll just start from the beginning here. We'll put it full screen. There you go. He does that huge dive bomb into the corner, misjudges it, gets right there into the rear wheel. The lapper's able to go on its way, and Kofoid ends up stopped. They ended up throwing the caution, had to bring out the truck to give him a little bit of a push start, and he ended up starting in the rear of the field and only made his way back up to 11th with 16 laps to go. Nevertheless, Rico Abreu was able to hold on Kyle Larson. We can watch that right here. Let's go back here real quick and get to that. I think that's right here. You can see the end of the race here.
He'll hit.
You can see Abreu there in the 24. He's being hunted by Kyle Larson with about 2 to go. They're coming back to the white flag there. Abreu gets it, and I mean, he kind of just cruises to victory here, stays on that top. Larson doesn't really have anything to challenge him. Uses the momentum off of turn 2, drive down the backstretch, and then kind of just dive in there to turn 3 and 4, and then finish it off there on the front stretch. Larson really didn't give him much of a challenge there in those closing laps. Abreu was able to hold him off. There was a little bit of a point where Larson was able to put his nose under Abreu when he got stuck behind a couple of lap cars, but once he did that, Abreu went back to the top and made sure that Larson was not going to get around him at all. So it was a pretty exciting race. I enjoyed it. But unfortunately for Kofoid, he made a really ballsy move, but it ended up biting him back, and he ended up finishing in 11th. I'm really excited to see what happens when they finish the series off. I think they are going to, where are they going at here? Let's see. I think they're going to, Lincoln Park Speedway in Putnamville, Indiana is where they will be going to next. So that should be a really good race. Looking forward to seeing what happens, because I think there's a 15-point difference between Kyle Larson, who is in the lead, and Rico Abreu, who is in second. And we'll see what happens then. But really good racing happening in the High Limit Series with Kyle Larson, Rico Abreu, and Buddy Kofoid.